Thanks, Tom. Now for more on the Bruins. Let's swing it over to the back talk set where Dylan, Alex, and Jason are standing by. Guys, take it away.
I'm back. Alex Parth here with Dylan. I've been gone for like 5 weeks, guys. How did I do it? Alex Parth here with Dylan and Jason, and just, I guess we're speaking for myself, but I guess you guys too, distraught over last night's game. I gotta say, there are now 2 holes in the wall next to my TV in between Wednesday and
same here.
last night. It's just, but what do you expect out of a Boston team? I mean, really, like if it's gonna be Boston, obviously they're gonna lose like that.
Yeah, obviously. I mean, it's suddenly become a Boston thing for them to just choke.
Yeah, that's true.
It's
in
like,
big games.
Come on.
I mean, it's a Boston tradition at this point,
but
more or less.
I'm gonna go a little more in statistical this.
All
okay,
right.
so I blame the defense here. Really, I know some people are blaming Thomas for going out, but
Yeah,
that's
what was
because
he doing there? That was ridiculous.
Okay,
Well,
yes,
they've been saying it all series. If
He
you
was
listen,
making a save out of the goal.
well,
Like, you don't do that.
well,
You don't
look at the
stop
rest of the
puck
series.
out of
He's
the
been
goal.
incredibly aggressive
Exactly.
behind the net, and
Well, yes.
it's really
But you
kept
don't
these
do that
games
in
close.
the Stanley
If
Cup
he doesn't,
final overtime.
But the
but if you
defense
look
has
at
done
the
nothing.
rest, if you look at the rest of the games, his aggressiveness is what has won them some of the games in the playoffs. Is it really worth changing his style? I think it was just the part of being an aggressive goalie, although it'll pay off most of the time, sometimes it'll hurt you. I think it was that one specific scenario. There were other times where the puck got behind him and defenders made great plays. And that sticks out specifically is puck gets through his shoulder. It's lying right on the goal line. Johnny Boychuk swats it out. That could have easily been a Vancouver goal. The aggressiveness has cost him at some points, which happened and cost him more there. I don't think you can look at Tim Thomas as much as the Bruins were just tired. They've played 2 incredibly physical, incredibly demanding games in a row, even with the 2 days off. It was just all the bad pieces fell together at the same time for the Bruins. All the good ones fell together at the same time for Vancouver.
But that breakaway was all started on a bad offensive turnover. I mean, they won the faceoff and just basically gave it to Vancouver. I mean, you cannot do that. It's overtime. Stanley Cup playoffs. You cannot make there, especially in overtime. There's no room for error. You have to be pitch perfect all game.
Well, the Bruins, you got to assume all week, if you've seen the movie Miracle, where they're running back up and down with the whistle again, I'm going to guess they're going to be running pass drills all today and tomorrow. Again.
Yeah.
But we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
Which one do you think, guys, is more just, I mean, to kind of look at this in the lighter light, the funny light, we've lost 2 heart-wrenching games in a row. And most of them, if you told somebody we're going to lose this way, they'd be like, are you kidding me? What's wrong with you? You're the biggest skeptic ever. Which one was more painful?
Oh, well, obviously, I think game 1, just the fact that it was a total stalemate, 0-0, total defensive game, and just with 18 seconds left in regulation, you give up a goal that's heartbreaking. I mean, the fact that the Bruins took it to overtime, is good. And, it was 2 goals apiece, medium scoring. So it's not as much of a heartbreaker. Both total heartbreakers, but not as much.
I'm going to disagree. It should have been game 2. Burrows should have been suspended for batting Treesburg's runs, and he scored the first goal and the overtime goal. And let's go back to one of Vancouver's goal. Ferentz, he should have cleared it. Didn't need to bounce it off the boards. You just needed to hit it past the 2
That was their first goal.
players.
I think you're talking about Vancouver's first goal.
Yeah, like he didn't need to bounce it off the boards. He just needed to send it through the 2 Vancouver players, and then it would have been cleared, and they might not have scored. But unfortunately, that happened, and nothing we can do about it.
Speaking about Burrows, you better have police escort getting from the bus to the stadium for Game 3, because we're in Boston now, and we don't take these things lightly. Let's put it that way.
But now you brought
obviously, if the Bruins lose down 3-0, you got to assume all or not. There's only 4 teams in the history of sports that have come back from that.
Including the Flyers last year against the Bruins, unfortunately.
I mean, but we were also on the other side of that at one point. But if the Bruins do win Game 3, and they're down 2-1, can they still win this series? And if so, what needs to happen?
Yes. What needs to happen is teamwork. In my opinion, they have not really been a team. I mean, they've been working together, which every team should do. But really there's just been one hole missing, whether it's the defense makes a mistake because there was a lack of communication, or the offense makes a mistake because of lack of communication. It's all about communication and teamwork. They need to get it together.
Yeah, you're right. I think teamwork is a very good point. And I think they also need to figure out a way to score more on the power play. I think putting Zdeno Chara in front of Tim Thomas was a bad idea.
Roberto Luongo.
Luongo, excuse me, sorry. I think that was a bad idea because Chara, he has a very hard shot. I think if you can put Chara and Boychuk shooting on the power play, I think you have a much better chance of scoring because Boychuk has a very hard slap shot, and with Chara there, who also has a very hard shot, I think you have a better chance of scoring on the power play.
I gotta disagree with you. I like Char in front of Luongo because he can't see around him. And you have everybody, they just got to fire more shots at him and hope one deflects off Char. I think you need to see more Tyler Seguin, the kid.
Yes.
Did great against the Lightning early, then they cut his minutes, had an assist last night, almost a goal, got deflected at the last second by Mark Recchi. You got to see more Tyler Seguin if the Bruins want to win this series. Now back over to Logan.
Thanks, Alex. Many fans are furious over the fact that Alex Burrows is the guy who played a big part in Vancouver's win, when perhaps he shouldn't be playing at all. YBA's Sam Parazzi offers his thoughts.
Everyone, I'm Sam Parazzi for YBA Sports, and here's my take on the gutless National Hockey League. This league is known for its physical play and hardcore hits. In Game 1 of the Stanley Cup Finals, it was the Boston Bruins and the Vancouver Canucks. The Bruins forward Patrice Bergeron and Canucks center Andrew Burrows tangled at the end of the first period. After the two were broken apart, Patrice Bergeron ripped his glove off and showed the referee his bloody finger, claiming that Burrows had bitten him. At the time, the refs had no evidence that Bergeron had been bitten, but minutes later, cameras showed that Bergeron was bitten by Burrows. Here's how the Bruins saw this incident.
He cut me a little bit on my finger, but I'm not going to be here and complaining about it. But I'll let the league do the job. But you sure did.
I'm going by what Patrice told me, and obviously there was something that happened, and I guess I'll save my comments for after I see it. But if that's the case, it's a classless move, and it's not something that players should be doing at this level anyway.
Well, as you saw in that video, Bergeron was clearly bitten, and Claude Julien said it. That was a classless move. In any other professional league, this would have been a no-brainer, and Burrows would have been suspended. Once again, the NHL loses credibility in the worldwide of professional sports. The league claimed that there was no conclusive evidence that Burrows intentionally bit him. Burrows better be extra alert in Game 2. For YBA Sports, I'm Sam Parazzi, and we'll see you next time.